Hello and welcome to the Hypertrophy Odyssey chapter. It is the first day of the week, aka the Kamehameha workout. I'm feeling very good right now, very excited for this workout. But anyways, back to the main subject matter for today, which is something that I've had on the list for a while here, in a certain way. Sound effects. So the main reason why I want to discuss this is because I personally hate this sound effect. A lot of videos use that, and they try to use that to lure people in, and I'm not necessarily hating on every single person who uses it because apparently it's effective, but I hate the ubiquity of it. I hate that it's just so out there. But that was literally one of the things that I put on the list a long time ago because I really wanted to talk about it. So I wanted to talk about that particular sound effect, but also just others as well, because there are a lot of other things that we can hear in videos that were just get like a Pavlovian style response to them, particularly the Discord notification sound and also the phone ring notification. There are certain just notifications that you hear in the reality or in the real world that just kind of go like, and even some that just describe certain types of people. And with that being said, we'll get into more detail and a few other things because weirdly enough, there's a lot to talk about here. And that's why I wanted to make this one a little bit more edited than normal, obviously, because I don't have these things on hand. Obviously, I'm not going to start playing sound effects via the phone. That'd be kind of stupid, but it's going to be a little bit different than I normally do it. So I apologize if there's a little bit of more of a brain rot in this one. But with that being said, I will see you at Mother Base. Alright, so started this day off with dips, which are pretty good. But anyways, back to the main subject matter for today. Sound effects, which you've probably already heard quite a few, and I'm probably going to play a few of them in here, because there are some that are just hilarious, like this one. And as well as... those are great. Those are excellent. I think that those are hilarious. Now, of course, they are way overdone nowadays because we have to have overstimulus because every single fucking video has to have some sort of sound effect in them or else it is considered boring. It reminds me of the show Johnny Test, which I don't know if I put a clip of this at the beginning or not. I don't think I did, but Johnny Test was known for the cracking whip sound effect. If you look it up, you will find like a minute-long compilation of one episode and how many whip sounds it has, and that show has literally infinite amounts of whips. It might be a satire video, but it's kind of real if you watch the show. They whip at every single movement in that show. But that's something that you don't notice until you notice it, and then once you notice it, you don't stop noticing it. Just like laugh tracks. Once you notice them, it's kind of hard to get out of them unless the show is really, really good. But sound effects in general, all right, although some sound effects are some that cause anguish, I would say. The My Outlook email one is a particular one that I am not a fan of. Whenever hearing it, it reminds me of my old job, and I just get chills down my spine. Even to this day, I keep my computer on mute because I'm not going to hear that fucking sound or the sound of that old phone going off. There's a specific sound, but it's interesting the Pavlovian responses that we will get to certain sound effects where we'll instantly go check or our eyes will dart to certain places. That's why I love doing the Discord one, as the Discord sound is one where I immediately dart down to the bottom right of my screen to see who the hell's messaging me, only to see that it was probably used in a video. Personally, I'm not a fan when people do it in the video. Of course, this is just the subject matter, so it would make total sense for me to use it in this context, but people do it all the time to try to keep the attention of people and just kind of keep them at bay. There is also the other pinging sound effects like the text and the fake vibration and all these other things that people will put into videos to try to make sure that, hey, are you paying attention? Are you there? Are you ready? It's like it's a very stupid but understandable strategy. I personally am not a fan, but hey, I'm probably not the market for those people who use that type of stuff. Some of these get a visceral reaction because I think that we understand them inherently. They mean something. Like an email sound effect is something where you're like, oh God, I have to do something. Something has to be done now. Most of the time. Sometimes it's absolutely nothing, and you thank God for those times. We have the sound effects that are associated with certain people, which I've played in the background a couple of times here. And it is interesting that we have those. I think that the fact that it is a sound effect that is associated with people is a very interesting thing. There's one more, which I will play right here. And it's a very simple one, and it makes sense because it's part of a song, but regardless, it's something that instantaneously will make you think of one type of thing. And I think that speaks a lot about the power of sound and the power of the mind automatically going or jumping to one place from another just because of something that it hears. And I think it also undermines what the sound of certain things do. I think that a lot of people underestimate the power of music, but also just sound effects and how we are trained really to do certain things whenever we hear certain things, you know, and we've been conditioned to just understand this, or at least conditioned to do certain things when we hear certain sounds, to the point where certain sounds that probably would have been, let's say, had healing properties or been good for us spiritually have been long lost because of the fact that they have been taken over by other things like the phone and everything else to make it so that these sound effects that we have now are just either for humor's sake or to notify us at every single moment of the day. I remember when text messages were a huge deal and putting it on vibrate was like the thing, but also as well having your own ringtone per person or per caller that you get, so that way each person, you know, they play a song and hey, it's X or Y calling me. I think it's interesting that we've moved away from that, where we've gotten to ubiquity with these sound effects to the point now where people will immediately drop everything if they hear that iPhone text sound and immediately be like, oh shit, somebody's calling me. Not only to realize that it's in a fucking video. I personally just hate the content creators that take advantage of this because it's such a cheap tactic. It's an understandably cheap tactic, but it's a cheap tactic nonetheless that makes it so that I kind of devalue whatever you're creating because of the fact that you need something like that sound effect in order to keep people's attention in something like that. And also as well, I hate the fact that companies have taken advantage of the fact that we are susceptible to these sound effects and will be immediately stingent upon them no matter what it is. It's like something within ourselves just hears this thing and all of a sudden we have to acknowledge it, whatever it is. It feels very dystopian, especially with all of these specific sound notifications that we get all the time that make it so that we have to go do something or take care of something or look at something, you know. It's just something that has been warped to take advantage of it, and I personally hate a lot of them, but some are truly just hilarious. And we're back. Welcome to the workout debriefing. Exercises not filmed, none. Exercises skipped, also none. Got everything in, thankfully. But anyways, back to the main subject matter for today. Sound effects. So the main reason why I wanted to discuss this is because it was randomly on the mind, and also I was watching a video that was spamming this sound effect. And it was super fucking annoying, and that's why I wanted to do it, because it seemed very overkill. But I understand why videos do it, especially like attention grabby. You know, you gotta do that shit. I probably put a sound effect at the beginning of this video that was a little too, or a little risque, let's just say that, because I think that it will get the most attention, but it also will activate some neurons in the back of the mind that'll be like, oh. And that is the instant thing that people mostly want. Just like when they hear certain sound effects, they want to they have a Pavlovian effect to it, where some people just ignore it entirely, like, or they immediately respond and check to something like. And it's a very interesting dynamic, especially nowadays, because I think that we've been trained basically by these sound effects in order to immediately go to them instantaneously. Even if we don't know where they're coming from, we instantly know where to go or try to go to. It's like the phantom vibration in your leg, and then you realize, oh, I don't even have my phone in my pocket type of deal. It's such a weird phenomena that I think that I wouldn't say that we're the only ones that have done something like this, because I think that bells and things like that, which denominated the hours beforehand in history, which will be its actual own episode, because the mysterious disappearance of bells is a whole different subject matter, but it's something that we've had for a while, where certain sounds that we hear are always something that we understand. Even like something like the birds chirping in the morning, 5 a.m. You always start hearing the birds. If you're playing video games and you start hearing birds outside, you're like, oh fuck, there's the night, it's about to be daytime. And it's certain things like that where you hear certain sounds, and even in certain areas where you can hear like things outside, and like certain things at like nighttime, let's just say, or in the wilderness or the darkness. But that's kind of a different story. I'm talking about just sound effects in general here when it comes to all the meme ones, the ones that get overused, the ones that get popularized, the ones that get forgotten to time and then come back out of nowhere, and the ones that always stick around no matter what you're doing, especially if you're in a Call of Duty lobby. But with that being said, tell me what you think in the comment section down below. I'd love to know your thoughts and opinions about this one. This was kind of random, but still something that is in the vein of what I do in this channel, nonetheless. But please leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Please share this video with anybody who may or may not like it. I will be back on tomorrow with a new video. Thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I will see you in the next one. Keep it heavy, stay safe out there, and stay warm. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace!